Time now for a look at the day's top business news with Brian Quinn. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Karis.
You're starting with an about face for Elon Musk's xAI after outcry over sexualized deepfake images.
xAI says its Grok AI chatbot will no longer be able to edit photos of real people to show them in various states of undress. The policy comes amid mounting political pressure on Musk and his companies after thousands of people used Grok's AI image generator to make fake sexualized images of real-life women and even children. The block will apparently only apply in jurisdictions where such AI deepfakes are illegal. Still, it marks a significant concession from Musk, a self-described free speech absolutist who has pushed for ever fewer restrictions on online content. Caroline Baum has the details.
Facing pressure from governments around the world, Elon Musk is reining in his controversial AI tool, Grok. On Wednesday, X announced that it would no longer generate undressed images of real people in jurisdictions where this is illegal. It was a welcome development in the UK, where Grok and X are under investigation for generating sexualized deepfakes of women and children. If UK watchdog Ofcom determines the platform has broken the law, it can fine X for up to 10% of its global revenue.
I have been informed this morning that X is acting to ensure full compliance with UK law. If so, that is welcome, but we're not going to back down. We will strengthen existing laws and prepare for legislation if it needs to go further.
The limits imposed on Grok's image generation came hours after California prosecutors also opened a probe into the chatbot. Amid backlash last week, Grok limited the ability to create AI images to paying subscribers. But this was far from enough for women's rights groups, who called for X and Grok to be removed from app stores, decrying this new widespread form of sexual abuse.
We are really imploring Apple and Google to take this extremely seriously. They are enabling a system in which thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people, particularly women and children, are being sexually abused through the help of their own app stores.
Over the weekend, Malaysia and Indonesia became the first countries to ban Grok outright, citing repeated misuse of the tool to generate harmful content.
All right, Brian, let's check in on the markets. How are they shaping up?
Well, Asian indexes mostly in the red on Thursday following a losing session on Wall Street. Taiwan's TSMC reporting a massive 35% jump in fourth quarter profits on strong AI chip demand. Its shares, though, off by more than 1% in Taipei as the company warns of cost challenges tied to expanding production there. Trip.com shares, meanwhile, are down nearly 20% in Hong Kong after Chinese authorities announced an antitrust investigation. Hong Kong's Hang Seng off by around 0.25%. South Korean shares, though, are hitting record highs as the Bank of Korea held interest rates steady on Thursday. The Kospi in Seoul up 1.5%. Here in Europe, markets opening pretty much flat. Oil producers are losing some ground as Donald Trump appeared to signal a climb down from threats of new military strikes on Iran. The UK economy beating expectations as it grew 0.33% in November. The FTSE in London slightly positive at the open.
All right, finally for business, here in France, the new year means the traditional galette des rois, or the Epiphany cake, and some French people will see their galette subsidized by the public health service.
Now, Karis, doctors are not actually prescribing this cake as medicine, although some people would probably say they could, but sufferers of celiac disease who cannot eat gluten can get part of their gluten-free galette des rois reimbursed by Social Security. The policy has provoked some pushback as France struggles with a budget crisis, but advocates say that it is not a frivolous expense. Luke Schrago has the story.
It's that time of year again. The galette des rois, or seasonal Epiphany cake, is back in French shops. And this year, gluten-free versions are now subsidized by Social Security, to the irritation of many.
This is annoying. Also, when there are medicines that should be reimbursed.
I don't think Social Security should be paying out for this sort of thing.
For one galette at a cost of €16, Social Security will reimburse €2. All those affected need is to keep the special barcode on gluten-free products, which determines how much is paid out.
They take these, they keep it, and they can send it off to Social Security to get paid back.
All gluten-free food with this logo is reimbursed through French health insurance with a cap of €45 a month per person. To qualify for the subsidy, they have to suffer from celiac disease, a chronic illness that destroys the intestine and can lead to cancer. That's the case for the daughter of this woman, who sees it as welcome relief to her monthly grocery bill.
Paying €4 for a bag of pasta will make a lot of meals, but it's 250 grams, not half a kilo. So if you take that and the flour for everyday use, it's quite restrictive.
Products taken into account for subsidies are chosen by an association of those who can't eat gluten and who are pleading for understanding.
It's not for pleasure, it's a serious illness. It's not a matter of comfort, it's about a disease. People don't eat gluten-free for pleasure. These people are really sick.
More than 150,000 French people with celiac disease qualify for the social security payouts.
All right, well, I think those galettes de roi are still in French bakeries for a few days longer if any celiacs need to take advantage of that. Thank you.
Rush out and get yours.
Brian Quinn for that business update.